Oh, I'm live. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I got a special word to share with y'all today, and I'm so excited to share. But first, I gotta answer some of these messages in my inbox. So, I was frolicking on the beach yesterday. I had such an amazing time with my babies. And I took so many pictures. Those ones y'all saw in my stories, that was just a tiny bit. But I had so much fun. The day was so live. And if you're in my group, my girls group, I'll share with you what happened. But one of my homegirls from high school, shout out to Marietta High School, she just asked me, she said, I need to come visit you because I'm in Miami. And I know it's cold up there. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? It's cold, ain't it? But anyway, it's so funny that she said that. And I said, girl, you are so welcome to come. And I'm being for real. Because I'm not the type of person that offers you to come stay in my place if I don't want you to stay there. Y'all know me better than that. So, yes, girl. She know who she is. If you want to come to Miami to visit, you are so welcome. Okay? Sent. So, anyway, I came on here because, like I said, I have a special word to share with y'all. My beautiful life. Let me pull up this chart, though. Because it's part of my presentation that I'm having right now. I'm in presentation mode. And I'm kind of eating breakfast too. What y'all having for breakfast? Y'all know what I'm having for breakfast? Some motherfucking sweet potatoes. I made these yesterday. And baby, they hitting right now for breakfast. Y'all know I was on the beach yesterday, so I didn't really have the opportunity to indulge. Anyway, like I said, got a little message to share with y'all today. And I'm going to do that. Let me just pull up this chart before I get started on what I got to say to y'all this morning. It's morning, right? Still? 10:04. I do so much. Like, I get up early and I do so much before 11 that I often have to be like, oh, it's still a.m., because I have so much energy these days. Anyway, images. This beautiful word I'm going to share with y'all today. I'm so excited to share it. View file. Okay. Here's the chart. It's on my laptop. Y'all can't really see it, but this is the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's what that is right now. And we're going to talk a little bit about this chart and what it is and what it means. Maybe y'all learned about it in school. Maybe you haven't seen it in a while. I don't know. But my message has a lot to do with that. And, like all bringers of messages, I have my notes. Because this is what happens when you're going through a whole little, So, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's what that is. I drew a little picture in my notes when I was getting the message, okay? This is a pyramid, okay? A pyramid. And basically, it identifies your needs based on the level, because you see all of these levels, or the frequency you are vibrating from. The level or the frequency. This is what the Maslow's hierarchy of needs does. It tells you basically the pyramid is a frequency. It has levels, and it tells you which frequency you're vibrating from. And if you read it, if you look it up yourself, you'll see that on the bottom there's food, water, warmth, security, safety, words. Words filling up a picture. The picture is more important. Okay, so like I said, one level says belongingness and love, and as you escalate, the point kind of gets smaller. Achieving one's full potential, including creative activities, is at the very top. Okay, so like I said, my notes. This chart is in the shape of a triangle from the visual. And as you see, as you rise to the top of it, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Your needs grow smaller. Your desire to ask for your needs to be met grow smaller as you progress up to the very top of the triangle. Now, this is a natural progression for all of us. All of us have needs. We all want these needs to be met. We all want to reach our full potential of who we feel like, because basically it's mostly feelings, who we feel like we should be. Even if we don't always know what that looks like, we always know that feeling. Okay. So, and this should be something that's very easily attainable for all of us. However, because our pyramids of needs have been robbed and looted, okay, by insert whoever, because across time and space, this is what has happened to our pyramids of needs. They have been robbed. They have been looted. People have taken away things. They have injected fear. And we lose sight of the fact that even though this has occurred, we are still fully intact pyramids. We are still standing structures capable of reaching our full frequency and, getting all that good stuff done. Okay, like I said, this pyramid represents a frequency, and I kind of drew this frequency like right here. So if you're like at the bottom of this level, you're like maybe on this frequency. And if you're, going up, you're maybe at a higher frequency. I don't really know how that part of it works. I'm just going to be honest. But I know that the pyramid represents a frequency. And as you raise your frequency, and I'm thinking raised frequency looks like this. I'm just thinking from science and stuff. When you raise your frequency, you start to get more things done over shorter periods of time, more of your needs met. That's pretty much the idea of that. And the tighter your frequency, the better you operate in having your needs met at the tippy top of the pyramid. So as a people, as a collective, we must get ourselves to the very tippy top of the pyramid, which is what I wanted to share with you all today. How do we get ourselves to the tippy top of achieving one's full potential, including creative activities? How do we get there to the tippy top of the pyramid? This is going to be so simple, y'all, that y'all going to be like, huh? But then I'm going to elaborate, okay? And you're going to know what I'm talking about. Naming the need, right? Name the need and the need shall be met. I believe that most of us know this as ask and you shall receive, right? That's how we know that, right? Name the need and the need will be met, right? Okay. Now, what does that mean? What does ask and you shall receive mean? We all think we know, right? Ask and you shall receive is not you, the individual. It really is you, the collective. And if you're, into English is one of my favorite subjects in school. It's not the first person you, it's the third person you, the collective you, as in I'm talking to all of y'all, as we say in the South. But, there's a third person you. Like, how when people be like you and they're referring to your collective group, and then you're like, oh, what you mean by you? Yeah, that you specifically. In many religions and many practices, in those type of beliefs and things like that, when in their text and things like that, when they refer to you, they are speaking to every person that is reading that text, right? They're not speaking to you, the person that's reading. They're speaking to every person that is actually reading that text. So in that text, when they say you, they're talking to you, Victoria, you, this person on the left, right, north, south, east, west, whoever is reading that text. So ask and you shall receive. Understand that it is a collective you. So when we are asking for what we need to be in unison. We all need to be on the same page about what those needs are. And you are going to learn what those are as we continue to progress. Okay. When we consider our needs, what do we think about? So right now, I want you, if you're watching this or whenever you are watching this, list a need that you have right now. I want you to list that need in the comments. I know it's the holiday season. I know a lot of us are being introspective. So what are some of the needs you have right now? We're on the cusp, of the winter solstice. We're going very much into hermit energy, where you're going into yourself and you're considering the needs, and also in considering your own needs. Some of us are considering the needs of others. How can I, fulfill this part of myself, by giving to others? That is just something we think about during this time. And somebody knows that Christmas is not right here on winter solstice for no reason. Everybody's being introspective and being in that space of giving because there is light in the darkness. Okay. So let's see where I am now in my notes. Yeah. Winter is definitely a time to go within yourself. So have y'all put that stuff down in the comments? Yes? No? Okay. So anyway, ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and y'all shall receive. What are you asking for? What are some of the things that you are asking for? After all my time of being on this spiritual journey, I started my journey a little bit after I'm going to say a little bit before my mom passed, because as I was watching her health decline and things like that, I was just going over in my mind. I'm such a logical and analytical person, right? Just naturally, I don't know how to say it, but I was going over in my mind like what is happening right now and making sense of what mattered in that moment, and a lot of things that watching my mom lie on the bed and being ill and dying in her physical form, I listened to the things that people said around me, and I thought to myself, none of that shit matters. My mother is dying. My mother may not be here tomorrow, and y'all talking about that shit over there, And it just I went from here to here, because of that one situation, and that's what ignited my entire wokeness, I guess, my being conscious of this journey that I'm on, and that's how I got to that point. But in all my time on this journey, I finally know what to ask for. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that took so long. Why did that take me so long? But I still just maintain some compassion for myself because I know what I'm up against. I know what you are up against. And in that knowingness, I have had compassion for myself to say, Victoria, you now know what others have not come to realize yet. You now know what others have known since they got here. They never forgot. They always remembered, and it's that was definitely my awakening point, and I just felt compassion for myself because I'm like, I don't need to feel bad about that, I arrived, I got here, and so that means that I can now go on to the next step, the next frequency, right? That pyramid. Keep that pyramid in mind as I'm talking about what I'm talking. Okay, so I'm gonna get to it. So as a collective, we must ask for the needs of the collective. So, let's think about what we might need, right? We all don't have the same needs, or so we think, right? Or so we've been taught, or so we've been led to believe, or that we have the same beliefs to a certain extent, or something like that. I'm just trying to think of like what I've been taught. But let's say if I need my car note paid, if I identify that as a need for myself, I need my car note paid. My neighbor may not have that need because my neighbor may not even have a car, or my neighbor may have gotten a car as a gift. So my need to pay my car note is not my neighbor's need. Let's take another need that we all kind of identify with, or we think we identify with in common, right? Your need to pay your light bill, as they say where I'm from. Okay, shout out to Mississippi, y'all. So anyway, as they say where I'm from, I need to pay my light bill. Well, let's think about that for a moment. Is that a collective need? No, because the homeless people that stay down the block from me, they don't need to pay a light bill. That's not a need that they have, you know. So we do have to consider ask and you shall receive. You is y'all. It refers to the collective of us. So saying I need money, somebody somewhere else in some other country, they don't need money. That's not a collective need. So let's keep considering collectively what we need. Okay. So from here, we have to address what the collective needs are. Now, when I tell y'all these needs, y'all gonna be like, what? It's so obvious, yet it is obvious through the condition of the world, the current state of our economy, environments, the earth and everything, that we are not collectively asking for these needs to be met. And I can tell you why. So let's talk about these needs. The first need is the need to feel safe. Let that sink in for a minute. When is the last time that you asked to be safe? People don't ask for that. They ask for the things associated with safety, right? They ask for a house, right? Because that house is going to keep me safe. They may ask for a car because I need my car to get to work, because work is going to provide money, and money is going to provide a resource for me to pay my rent. Right? We don't really ask for safety. The next thing is the need to feel comfortable. We all have that need. We all have that need. Now, we require different things for our comfort, right? All of us require different things for our comfort level. However, we all desire comfort, right? And we don't always ask for it. Again, we ask for the things associated with comfort. We need to get that job. We need to get that position. We need to get that knowledge, that career, so that you can get that job, to get that money, to get that house, to get that nice ass bed in those 5,000 count Egyptian thread sheets. I don't know. Whatever you need for your comfort, you know. And everybody requires different, more or less. But we rarely ask for those things. And these are just the material things I'm speaking on right now, because I really want you to get a visual of what I'm talking about right now. The need to feel cared for. What do we need to feel cared for? And now this one really addresses the emotional perspective and the way we are treated in our lives, you know, of our needs being met, right? The first two were more physical, but also more emotional. You do need certain things, reassurance, for example, in order to feel safe. Some of us need that, and that's not bad to have that need, right? Just always remember that need is tied to feeling safe. You need to feel safe, and that's why you need reassurance. Okay, it's just tied to the need to feel safe, right? That's your basic need. None of us really need reassurance. However, if it makes us feel safe, it's a good thing, right? So I also want you to know that the amount of money that you possess does not determine where you fall on the Maslow's hierarchy pyramid, the frequency pyramid. It doesn't determine that. Money can influence where you fall, right? Lots of things can influence where you fall. You listen to Soulja Boy, right? And when everybody was like, why you got all these businesses? Why you And he was like, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in a place where the lights go off. And he said a bunch of stuff. He was like, and I don't have groceries and I go to bed hungry. And all of this influenced him to get money, to start many businesses, to develop many streams of income, to help him tap into his creativity that elevated him to another place. So, yeah, like I said, money can influence where you fall. However, it does not determine where you fall. What is in your heart really is what determines where you fall. And unfortunately for us, a lot of our hearts have been injected with fear, and we must do the work to move that, okay? To get that out of the way, because it's really in the way of us simply asking for our needs and being able to identify our needs to even ask for them. Okay? I lost my place for a minute. Let me see. Okay. Yes, I wanted to identify some ways that you can fall on these different levels according to the words of the pyramid and still not be in that frequency, right? Because there is something holding you back. In the world of magic, we call them blocks, okay? We got the blockbusters for your ass, okay? But anyway, you could be vibrating at a higher frequency, but something is keeping you from elevating. And then sometimes you're afraid, right, to address that, because in some instances, you have to go back down before you can go up. But that is what it is. So anyway, I know from my own perspective, there have been times in my life where I've felt comfortable and cared for, but I haven't felt safe, because I knew that maybe there was something that wasn't, I want to say, socially acceptable about myself, that if I reveal this to this person or to this situation, that this is me, transparent, totally who I am, I might lose my comfort in that being cared for. And I know so many people, especially women, because I share a lot of intimate conversations with women who have been in the position of the fear of losing their comfort and their care, yet feeling unsafe and allowing themselves to be in safe positions because it's comfortable and I'm in a place where people around me seem to care about me. Okay? And any one of those can be true. You can insert, exit, just if you have two and not one and not two, whatever. Also, you can be in a situation where in order to feel comfortable, in order to feel safe, you put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And when I think of that, I think of my days back at GSU when I volunteered a lot with the homeless. And I did so too a little bit when after I got married and moved to Florida. I did so as well with a group that I was in. And what I learned is that there are quite a few people who are homeless by choice because they don't feel safe at the place where they have to go. And then they don't have anywhere else to go besides that place. You know, for many mothers and their children, it was maybe at home, you know, with their kid's father who was abusive. Maybe it was at home with their parents who are abusive, you know, and who are being extra abusive and taking advantage because now, you know, it's not just you that depends on them, but you and your children. So I've known homeless people who have been homeless because I don't feel safe. And in order for me to feel safe, I am now in this uncomfortable place. And so that's that. Oh, am I almost at the end of this? This is so long, y'all. But I do have to get this out. Ugh. So anyway, we feel like being ejected or rejected from our comfort or our care is a consequence of, you know, certain aspects of ourselves. So we're not able to vibrate in a frequency that we want to get to because we feel like, you know, this thing that we're doing is necessary. But in reality, it's simply because we have not stated our need. And so therefore our need hasn't been met as of yet. Okay. So in any number of scenarios that you can think of, all of us can identify with the need to feel safe, the need to feel comfortable, and the need to feel cared for. Name one person in your life, and it doesn't matter if this person is red, black, brown, their religious background, their cultural background, okay, their physical appearance, their sex, their age. None of that matters. It doesn't matter their ability or disability. It doesn't matter. People who cannot even communicate verbally or physically, right? They can identify with the need to feel comfortable. They can identify with the need to feel safe. And they can also identify with the need to feel cared for. Those are universal needs that we have as people. Okay? Yeah. So no matter who you are, no matter where you are, if you are a person that decided to incarnate in this physical form, you have those three needs. Now, there may be other needs that people can identify. Meditate. And when you come to a need, ask yourself, do I share that need with everyone? Can every single person that came through the vaginal canal to breathe air identify with that need? Right? I mean, we can all identify with the need for air, right? Air is abundant and it's free. See how they go? So anyway, now I'm going to read this. It says, we all need, deserve, and desire this, no matter what we did, no matter what we do or what we believe. That is so true. We all have this desire. No matter if somebody committed murder, okay? Not excusing the murder. I'm just saying they still identify with those three needs. And they still deserve those needs to be met. Okay? You have no control over that. That's just how it is. Like I said, from the moment you breathed air and came into this world, that was your need. That was however you want to say. And like I said earlier, many times we kind of get lost in identifying our needs because we associate our needs with things outside of ourselves. Our need to pay bills, our need to buy groceries, our need to go to work, our need to have money. All of those are things outside of yourself, right? And so because our mind bombards us with those needs, we think that's our need. And when you have a need, when you have your need and your need isn't being met, a feeling comes up, right? And then our mind starts to like place all of these thoughts with these feelings, and you get so focused on finding a solution that you can't really focus on what the true need is. Okay? So in this next section, I'm going to kind of talk to you about how to identify or how those needs communicate so that you can identify them, I guess. So your needs don't communicate verbally through your thoughts, right? They don't communicate through your thoughts. You cannot hear your needs. What you hear is your mind translating your needs, right? Your needs communicate through your heart chakra, and your heart chakra flows through your body, all that blood flowing through your body and everything like that. That's the physical form of what that is. This is the book of Victoria, Make It Happen. Okay, this is me. This is all me. My downloads. This is me. And I just felt, I don't usually share, but I felt led to share today. But this is me. I do my writings, and when things come through, I receive them. Sometimes they're just for me. However, like I said, I was just led to share this information. Okay? So, thank you. So yeah, those feelings come in your body and you feel them. And then when you feel those feelings, your mind then attempts to translate those feelings into thoughts, into solutions for yourself, for whatever you're feeling that need coming up, like that need to have that need met. And this is kind of what that looks like. Okay. My emotions reside in my body and not in my mind and not in my head. My body may send a signal, right, that I don't feel safe. And in that instant, things might come up like fight, flight, fawn, freeze. There might be some emotional outburst or an emotional withdrawal. It could look like anything, just according to your personality and things like that. And if you do a natal chart where you need, your birthday and your location and your time, you can get an idea of what your signal looks like when you're in that emotional place. But like I said, a lot of professionals have identified it as fight, flight, fawn, freeze. Of course, emotional withdrawal, outbursts, things like that. Okay, so what do your reactions look like when you don't feel safe? Do you withdraw? I withdraw a lot when I don't feel safe. So if you see Victoria and she disappears for a long time, she may be feeling a little safe and she's trying to ground herself in her safety or figure out what that is. I go within a lot because I'm very sensitive to myself not feeling safe. Okay. And once you identify, right, that you don't feel safe and your body sends this signal to your mind, your mind starts to tell you it's because you didn't pay your bills, girl, and your light's gonna get turned off or something like that. Or it'll tell you it's because if you tell them the truth about what happened, you know, you're not going to be safe anymore. You're not going to be comfortable. Girl, they're not going to care about you anymore. Stuff like that. And you feel like, so your mind is telling you, you need to keep lying about that. Or you need to keep covering that up. Or you need to keep up that whole story in order to make yourself feel safe. When actually, all you need to do is to feel safe. You don't need to make yourself feel safe. You need to ask so that you can receive. Like I said, a whole universal need. Yeah, you do need to pay that bill. Okay? No, you don't need to keep lying. Okay? You don't even want to. Let's be honest. Because when you're in a position where you feel like you have to lie about who you are and what you're doing just to feel safe, that doesn't feel good. Does that feel good? Thank you. That doesn't feel good at all. And you really want to escape that feeling. Me, I was definitely much of a flight person when I felt like I couldn't be open and honest. And when I didn't feel like I could be safe being open and honest. Let me say that. I will often, boom, I'm gone, I'm out, I'm leaving. Flight was definitely my response, you know, and for many reasons. Not because I wanted to just run from the situation, but because I'm actually drawn to travel and nomadic life and just traveling around. It was the easiest and best solution for me, because understand you are always doing your best at every moment, whether you intend to or not. Okay? So, back to what I was saying. Okay. So, like I said, you don't even need to lie. It's something you do to feel safe, which means that I understand. I understand, right? Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it good. However, I can understand that. Now, what you truly need in your heart is to feel safe. And you already know what those things are. Your body is already aware. So your heart knows through your emotions, through your bodily responses, which your mind has very little control. Your mind has no control over your bodily responses. Influences, sure, right? But not control. And there have been times you may have felt incredibly safe. They may have been short periods of time. May have been your entire childhood. May have been this snippet of time that you went to your grandma's house or any place that you feel safe. Your body responded to that and has stored that information inside of you, right? So your body now knows and can associate with it an image of this is when I felt safe. This is how I felt safe. Okay? And she knows. He knows. Your body knows every time this situation shows up. And through the ebbs and flows of life, you will encounter these situations. The goal is to collect those situations, right? And create that safety for yourself, right? By stating that need and calling upon those images, right? Often, calling upon those memories often, those memories of feeling safe in what you had there, right? You'll be able to control everything, as it comes. So ask for safety. Ask for comfort. Ask to be cared for. Ask for those things. Ask for them right now. That is a collective need of all of us. Okay? Don't just ask for your bills to be paid. Don't be selfish. Don't be inconsiderate. Ask for a need that helps us all. Petition your ancestors. Okay? Y'all know I talk about creating your altar. Petition your ancestors and let them know we need to feel safe. Tell them we. All of us need to feel safe. We all need to be comfortable. And we all can be safe. We all can be comfortable. We all can be cared for. All of that is possible. Okay? And watch. Now, because of the information that's already stored in you because of your experience, watch your experience begin to fall in line with feeling safe. Everything that you need to feel safe will start to show up for you. Let me give you an example of something that recently happened to me. Scented candles. Scented candles make me feel comfortable. They make me feel safe. I didn't always know that, right? They were expensive, okay? I'm like, man, these scented candles cost too much. I'm not paying $10 for a candle or whatever, you know? This is just in your head what you're thinking of. But I didn't know, right? I didn't realize that scented candles, my body was associating scented candles with safety, with comfort, you know? And so when I got into a low spot in my life, right, I picked up a scented candle from a dollar store. And I was like, it's only $1, you know. I lit that candle and that candle smelled all over my house. It lifted my spirits. It made me feel so good, right? That now I'm just buying scented candles all over the place and I don't even look at the price tag. I smell that scented candle. I'm like, oh, I want that candle. Okay. One of my friends, we were in the store the other day. They're like, ooh, smell this candle. I smelled it, $30. Oh, put that bad boy on there. Okay. I need that candle. And like I said, you will start to see these things show up for you. So I was thinking like, oh, I'm going to go to Bath and Body Works. I'm going to go get me some candles. I'm going to treat myself for the holiday season and just, give me some candles. Well, one of my friends that I recently met her and we've been hanging out and things like that and going to events around Miami together. She's like, I have these candles that I'm giving away to everybody for the holiday season. They're Bath and Body Works candles. I have several. Would you like one? Y'all, I almost shouted. I almost shouted because I had really said, hey, to the universe, I need these candles to make me feel comfortable and safe, And here she came with candles. On another occasion, she came with food for me and my children. And that was beautiful because these are needs I've stated, right? And I didn't have to keep stating them. It's just like when my body said, oh, I needed that need, it just showed up. Somebody showed up with food. Somebody showed up with a scented candle. You see what I'm saying? It was magic. And all of these magical things have been happening. And when you direct your attention from the things outside of yourself, right? You don't need that money. You don't need that. You need to have these needs met. So explore your why, right? When you're going to this place of meeting these needs of safety, let me tell you right now, you're going to run into a block. You're going to run into a block that tells you that you do feel safe, and things like that. And back to the pyramid, right? So if you've ever watched a pyramid explorer movie, I don't know, Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, or Indiana Jones, and the closer they get to the treasure, right, the bigger the booby traps get. So that's what's going to be happening with you as you begin to vibrate in that frequency and begin to explore your safety, explore your comfort, and explore feeling cared for. You're going to be in that space where your mind is going to be like, you do feel safe. Look at everything everybody did for you and da-da-da-da-da. And it's going to try to make you feel guilty and make you feel ashamed for questioning your safety. And you're going to have to rise above that because you want to continue to elevate into that higher frequency. So explore your why. Why don't you feel comfortable? Okay, why don't you feel safe? And be honest with yourself about why you don't feel comfortable. Because a lot of insecurities are going to come up. And you're not going to want to hear it. And I'm telling you that right now. You're not going to want to hear it. Because you built this image, this identity of yourself. And you're not going to want to hear that truth of why you don't feel safe. And why you don't feel comfortable. And why you don't feel cared for. You're not going to like it because for some of us, it's going to reject our parents and the things that it taught us. It's going to reject our religions and our beliefs. It's going to reject a lot of those things that we have sewn into the fabric of who we believe we are. You know, and we're afraid of rejection. Rejection hurts. Rejection is painful. I have gone through a lot. I have put myself through a lot to avoid rejection. Because it don't feel good. So, sit with those feelings, okay? Identify the thoughts connected to those feelings. Remember I told you these feelings, they reside in your body, right? So, when that feeling come up in your body, a thought is going to come up too. And when that thought comes up, trace that thought. Trace that thought back to a belief. Find out where it's rooted and figure out, is that root a weed or is it a flower? You know, is it serving as connection or is it not good for you? You know what I mean? And you dig through that. And when you're digging through that, right? This shadow part of yourself, it's dark, right? It's messy. It stinks. It's ugly. And you're going to be like, oh, this is so gross and nasty. But what you're digging up, which you will see when you come to the light, is compost. How many of us gardeners know what compost is, right? Compost is full of good nutrients and all of those beautiful things that help us grow, right? They're full of it stinks, right? It's icky, it's nasty, it's dark. But we need it. We need to do this work to help us grow to that tippy top of that pyramid frequency. We need to state our needs and we need to sit with the feelings that come up as we identify those collective needs, okay? So, what comes up when you're not feeling safe? Are you telling yourself that you don't deserve to feel safe? And if you are telling yourself you don't deserve to feel safe, why are you telling yourself? Okay? And let's see. If you aren't comfortable, why do you feel like you're not comfortable? Do you feel like you haven't earned the right to be comfortable? Because in my own life, I've always associated comfort with earning. And I've been taught that. Like, you haven't earned the right to sit on your ass, right? You haven't earned the right to kick your feet up, right? So that could be blocking us from our comfort and from receiving the things that make us comfortable. Okay? So that is something that we have to let go of. We have to dig through that dark, wet, icky, stinky, nasty compost. Okay? It's all type of decaying and dead stuff in there. Okay? But it's full of nutrients for your garden to help you grow. Okay? And let go of these limiting thoughts and let go of these limiting beliefs. So that we can ask that our needs be met with confidence and not feel guilty about feeling needy. Let me tell you, to be human is to be needy. When you came here needy. You will leave here needy. Say that. I am needy. Everybody say I'm needy. Needy is not just for the poor. Needy is not just for the downtrodden. Needy is not just for the disabled. How y'all look down on people like, oh, you need, baby. You need. I need. We all need. That is what we share in common. We just have to be able to identify that universal need, those universal needs, so that we can ask on behalf of our neighbors, on behalf of the part of the human species that cannot verbally communicate, that cannot physically communicate. We have to ask that their needs be met. Okay? We have to ask for all of our needs to be met. Okay? Simply reimagine what it means to be needy. Reimagine that. Think of it as something different. Think of needy being an opportunity to give of your time, to give of your energy, to give of yourself. I don't have a whole lot of money to give people, but y'all see me living my best life, don't you? Yes, because I have what I need, and the universe continues to provide me with what I need. And y'all know, for those of you who come to me bearing gifts, that I return, okay, the magic. I love asking for our needs to be met. Because when I ask for our collective need to be met, I see my individual needs being met. I be like, damn, I didn't know that's how it worked. And y'all will see the beauty show up in your life when you start to ask what everybody needs. And understand that people being jealous of you, griping at you, being angry at you, complaining about you, being condescending, or all of that stuff is about their own lack of feeling safe. People shaming you is about their own lack of feeling comfortable, of feeling cared for. And so in that moment when you see them, say, I'll be praying for your safety, your comfort, and that you are well cared for. Okay, just like, what? The end. Okay. So, now, to be needy, right, is to have your needs met. To be needy is to have your needs met. You must first be able to say, I'm needy. I need this in order to have those needs met. Okay? And you ain't got to worry about giving up your dignity, your pride, slaving, bowing down, kissing ass, none of that. Because Victoria does not do none of that. I would never give you advice that would tell you to do any of that. Period. Because there's a better way. There's a better way. So, if you rather pretend you don't have needs, surely those needs will never be met. So let's reimagine what it means to be needy, okay? And remember our needs. The need to feel safe, the need to feel comfortable, and the need to feel cared for. Ask and y'all shall receive. I like y'all. I love y'all. Did y'all like my words today? That was fun. There was a lot to share. And I appreciate y'all watching. Please share this video. I want this message to get out to as many people as possible. They can skip through it if they want to. It doesn't matter. They'll land exactly on the part they need to. And if they need to rewind, they'll do that too. So share this video with your groups. Share this video on your timeline. Share this video with as many people as possible, because we want to get people asking for the collective needs. And we want them to understand why. And we want them to understand themselves and their why. Okay? And this is the way to do it. And it's not tied to any religion or anything like that. It's just going into yourself and getting your needs met. That's it. Okay? Thank y'all for watching. Share. This is an important message. Share. Okay? And I'll probably be uploading this to my YouTube later.